Hey everybody, and welcome back to some more City Skylines Mass Transit. We're back here in Cafetropolis, and the first thing that I want to do in today's episode is go through a couple of the changes that I've made since the end of the last episode. The first one being that I have upgraded all of our makeshift highway roads into actual highway roads. We now have a fully functioning highway going all the way from this intersection over here, round past through all of our towns and over and into this kind of like roundabout highway intersection that we have over here on the left. I've also gone ahead and renamed our new district to the Cappuccino District, which was by far the most upvoted comment in the last episode. And I've also gone through and taken all the suggestions for road names that were left in the comment section and put those in as well. Now, I'm not going to spend like 5 minutes at the beginning of every single episode going through all of the new road names that I've put in. Just trust me, if you left a comment in the last episode asking for a road name, it is almost certainly in the city somewhere. But I will point out two of my favorites. Those are Butter Street, which is now in Toast Town, as well as this one over here, which is Uncle Ben Street in Mom's Spaghetti. I like those just because they were kind of fitting for the district name. And I've also tweaked this little like roundabout highway on-ramp, off-ramp intersection as well, just a little bit. The highway now goes underneath the road, because before, when we were trying to upgrade the old roads to highways and they just weren't connecting, I finally did manage to get them to connect over the top, but it looked hideous. It looked absolutely horrible, and I feel like this looks a lot better than how it looked before. It has brought back all of the traffic lights, which leads me to one of the first few questions that have been asked over the last few episodes. The first one is, how do I turn off the traffic lights? Like, this button down here is not in the base game, and it's also not in the new Mass Transit DLC. I thought I'd taken out all of my mods. This is actually a mod that allows me to turn off traffic lights. However, in the new Mass Transit DLC, if you go to the little eye in the top corner, click on the traffic routes button, and then go to junctions, you can actually turn off the traffic lights by just turning off the little traffic light icon at any junction where there are traffic lights. And you can also put in a little stop sign. So for example, if you've got people coming in here and you want to let the people who are on this road kind of drive past first, you can have these guys stop, let the other people past, and then go on afterwards. For now, I'm just going to leave all those off. And a very helpful person in the comment section also pointed out that if I right-click on my mod button, I can just click remove all traffic lights, and it will remove all of the traffic lights in the city, which is fantastic. It means that I don't have to go through and individually turn them all off like I've been doing up until now, which is great. And then over here near Mom's Spaghetti, I've extended out the main roads over here to have another on-ramp and off-ramp, as well as over here. I was going to put another kind of like pseudo roundabout like this one over here, but when I thought about it, anybody coming down on the right-hand side here can only have come from over here, and if they want to get into the town, they can just turn off onto this off-ramp here, or they can continue on down to this roundabout and then come up on the left-hand side. But if you're coming up on the left-hand side, I was considering putting in a little off-ramp like this, or maybe even one that goes underground and connects up over here, but you can just go a bit further forward, come off here, through the roundabout, down, and then back into the town as well. That is a bit of a long way to go, and if this roundabout ends up getting too congested with the traffic from the industrial area and with the traffic from people trying to get into Mom's Spaghetti, then I might consider putting down like a little off-ramp like this, just to reduce the strain on this roundabout. But for the time being, if I hit play, things seem to be going pretty well. Now, finally, some people in the comment section weren't too happy with me doing stuff off camera. They want me to do all the stuff on camera, and so as kind of a compromise here, I'm going to quickly speed up me building out the rest of Mom's Spaghetti here. It's basically going to be the same as the right-hand side here, but just filling in the rest of the space that we have with the new two roads that we set up at the end of last episode. Now, I'm not going to stop doing stuff between episodes, because replacing all of these one-way, two-lane roads that we had with highways was just like 20 minutes of me just ever so slightly tweaking roads until I got them as straight as possible. And you can see even now, I didn't quite get them as straight as possible. You can see like the gap here is a little bit thinner, here it's a little bit thicker, here it's even thicker, and you can see that they're kind of slanted in some places. This is really wide, and so it's just me kind of tweaking things ever so slightly to make them look as nice as possible. And so I will do stuff like that between episodes, but as a bit of a compromise, I'll throw in as many of these kind of speed throughs of me building little areas of town as I can. And there we go, not long later we now have a ton more spaghetti over here to make this pretty much the biggest district, yeah, by far, that we're going to have in our city, at least for the time being. Like I mentioned last episode, I do have some pretty big plans for kind of a central main city that's going to go kind of, I think, up here a little bit once we unlock the high-density residential and high-density commercial, which hopefully we will get at some point in today's episode, because what I really want to do now is use all this new space to get down a bunch of residential, and I think what I'm going to do here as well is lower tax on residential just a little bit. We'll bring it down to like 9%. We'll bump, actually no, we'll bring it down to 8%, but then we'll bump tax on industrial and commercial just to kind of compensate for that a little bit, because I really want people to move in and hopefully get us to that 8,500 population milestone so that we can unlock some of the cool new mass transit stuff that comes with the DLC, like blimps and ferries and all that kind of cool stuff. And that will also allow us next episode to start working on our new kind of centralized city that's going to connect up all of these suburban areas, and probably is where we're going to put most of kind of our office workers and all of our high density residential areas. And hopefully my plan is to have that be the center for all of our public transport and have just a ton of like public transport that can take people from these smaller suburban areas into the main city, and then vice versa from the main city out and into some of the smaller suburban areas. But let's just quickly fill in a bunch more of these. Again, I don't want to fill in the areas right next to the road, because as always I want to save those for utilities and also for commercial areas. And I'm hoping as well that by putting down some more residential kind of over here closer to this industrial area over here, you can see already we've kind of abolished that lack of workers that was plaguing the area for quite some time. So let me quickly finish this up here, getting all these areas fully covered in the new residential, and once that's done we'll throw down some more commercial like this as well, just to get that demand down a little bit, and also hopefully get some more residential people interested in coming in. And now one thing we haven't thrown down a lot of yet is parks. We haven't thrown down really any whatsoever. We've got one right here. We put out the basketball park right next to our high school, but we could probably do with a few more of these a little bit around here. I want a slightly smaller one, maybe something like that. I kind of want to put it like right here where there is, oh, it doesn't fit there really, where there's like a gap in the middle. I want to fill those gaps with parks like this. So we'll throw one down there right off the highway. A bit of a weird place to have a park, but that's fine. And then we'll also throw one down like right there as well to kind of fill in that space that would otherwise be empty, and also to get the people around here to move in. It increases the land value, and you can see already people are moving in, people are upgrading their houses, all that kind of stuff. And while we wait for people to move in here, let's do a quick rundown of all of our tabs here. So electricity is kind of on the edge. We are consuming a little bit less than we're producing, but I guarantee as soon as all these people move in, we're not going to be producing enough electricity to cover them all, and so I will bump our budget up to 150 just for the time being. Hopefully that will cover possibly that little influx that we're going to have here. Maybe not, because I didn't bump up our electricity production by much whatsoever, but we'll come back to that in a second. Water is fine for the time being. Garbage seems to be doing okay. We've got 3 active landfill sites. The other 2 are full over here. We don't unlock incinerators until 8,500, which is fairly close, so we should be on that pretty soon here. For the time being, it looks like garbage is doing fine. If we do start to see some more like little trash icons pop up, then I'll consider throwing down another one of these landfills kind of right next to this one, especially considering this is now our largest area that's going to produce the most trash. How are we doing in terms of health? The average health is only 62%, which is not great. We do have a clinic in every small town. I think it might be worthwhile putting down a second one down here in Mama Spaghetti now that we've extended out to make it essentially twice as big as it was before. So we'll put another one of these down, I think kind of up here a little bit like that. And also it looks like I missed out a tiny area of the town over here when it came to the water piping, which is an easy fix. Fire department wise, ooh, it looks a little bit worse. There's quite a lot of buildings that have a high chance of fire, which is not good. And actually, even over here, most of these ones don't have that good protection, and that is because our budget is way down. Let me bring this budget up to 100%. Let me also throw down another one of these like little firehouses kind of over here again on the other side, just to take care of this other half of the town. And there we go. Now that we've actually increased the budget to not just 50% of what it should be. A lot more of our cities are covered and protected, and the fire hazard should go down. 33% is quite high. We might consider putting down a fire station somewhat soon, but again, I'm thinking of putting down kind of the big fire station, the big hospital, and the big police station in our core central city once we get that set up over the next couple of episodes. Crime seems to be fine. Rhyme not intended. We got 2 over here. We got 1 over here. We don't have one directly in the center of Mom Spaghetti, but it seems like that's not too big of a deal whatsoever. And we are finally a big town with a population of 8,500. We've unlocked a new 2x2 kilometer area, taxation policies, some more buildings, services, new commercial specializations, which I do want to look into, some new policies for our districts, the all-important high-density residential, commercial, and then office zones. We've also unlocked Blimps, which is great, as well as a bunch of new buildings, including the incineration plants, as well as some metro stations and some other public transport, which we are definitely going to start working with in just a second here. But before we do, we're going to move on from police, because I think we're fine for now. A 6% crime rate is fine by me. We might want to set up a prison at some point. It is pretty expensive. It costs 120,000, and so I guess we won't build one just yet, or maybe anytime soon. But I'm just looking at this over here right now. We've only got 20 jails available. I guess we could fix that by just throwing down another police station if things get too bad, but that is something we need to bear in mind. Education-wise, we have enough space in our elementary schools, at least for now. We are getting pretty close to not having enough space, and so we should keep an eye on that, especially with all the new population that we just threw down. And then high school is, again, the same situation. We're doing fine for the time being, but we should keep an eye on that for the near future. And then as for the university, we don't have one, and we've got 672 people who are eligible to go. And so I think what I might do to kind of make this area over here that we've just put down even more appealing, I might throw down a university. But we don't have the space, which is real annoying. I kind of don't want to get rid of all these shops, but I am going to get rid of all these shops because I really want to throw down this university right about here, because a lot of people will go to the university, and it will make public transport near and around the area much more useful. Speaking of which, we should now move over into some of the new public transport. And the first thing that I want to play with are these little ferries, because we can use these ferries to easily get people from Cappuccino over here round across down the river into Mom Spaghetti, and then we can have more public transport taking those people from the ferry and then down into the town, whether they want to go to the university or just want to work in here in general, or if they want to go right round up and work in the Olive District, which I still need to rename at some point. But I want to set up some ferries. So I've never used these before. So what do we have? We've got a ferry depot, which I'm assuming works in a very similar way to the tram depot and the bus depot, in that it's just where the ferries come from. We've then got a ferry stop, which I'm assuming works like a bus stop and a tram stop. A ferry pier, which is a large ferry stop with room for 2 ferries at once, okay. And then we've got a ferry and bus exchange stop, which is actually quite interesting. Connect your ferry and bus networks easily with this combined bus stops. Passengers can easily change between ferries and buses. I think we'll put one of these in our main town when we finally get that up and running, because we're probably going to have quite a lot of bus lines over there. But I think for now what we'll do is we'll throw down a ferry depot. I think maybe like here, because this is not going to be a stop in and of itself. So we'll put that there, and then what we'll do is we'll have, I think, a ferry pier go like right here. I'm going to do some work over here. I'm going to get rid of some of these kind of like edge of the city houses, and I'm going to extend out our main road just a little bit to reach kind of the edge of the land here. And we'll also get rid of a couple of these as well. Let's just bulldoze a few of these houses like so, and then we'll throw down the pier, I think, right about there, so people can come in, get off, and then get straight onto the main road into the city. Let me quickly connect those up like so, and then we'll put down a ferry stop over on this side over here. So we'll put it right about, I think we'll put it like right there. It's not a very heavily populated area, this bit, but I think once we get this down and once we kind of start putting some more stuff over here, it will become a little bit more populated, and hopefully we'll see this ferry stop getting some use. And then I think I will also put down another ferry stop, maybe like right here or maybe over here somewhere. I don't think this one's going to get a lot of use, but I'm thinking I might connect this up to Toast Town just in case people want to drive over and then get the ferry across instead of going over the highway. The highway is probably almost certainly faster, but we'll see how it goes. So let us grab the ferry pathway. With the ferries and the blimps, you have to actually set up a pathway for them to use, much like setting up roads for the taxis and the buses, or setting up the tram lines for the trams. And so we want to set up a path. Basically, it kind of looks like that to there, that's going to be a bit of a pain, I think. We might have to move some of these. Let's put this guy, like, over there for now. And let's maybe move you just a little bit further over so that maybe we can connect these up. We can. And then we'll have this kind of go across and connect up like that. And then from here, it's going to go all the way out. I think we should be able to get under here. Hopefully. Can we get... Really? You're not going to let me through there? Is that too low down? It might be too low down. We might have to make this bridge a little bit taller because then we can come back from here, kind of just straight diagonally across. Really? We can't just squeeze under there? Is that not going to be allowed? Not at all? Can I get under? No. Okay, so let me quickly upgrade. Ooh, we got the tram lines as well. Do the tram lines have... Also has pillars, so I might have to lift all of these up. Okay, give me a second, guys. Okay, so somewhat bizarrely, all I did there was get rid of the roads. I deleted the roads, put down the ferry line, and then put the roads back, and the game was fine with that. The ferry line seems to be there now, so I'm assuming that they might possibly clip through the kind of the road here, but I think it'll still work just fine. I don't think they're going to interrupt anything unless they've added some kind of next level mechanic where the boat's going to crash into the bridge is going to fall, people are going to die, and then the city's going to get sued, but I doubt that's going to happen. And so, now that we've got this set up, let's throw down some ferry lines. So I want one that goes from here, simply over to here, and then back again like that, and then we want another one that's going to go from here, all the way over to here, and then from here, all the way back over to here. So really now we're making kind of Mom Spaghetti the central hub of the area, and we have disconnected a power line somewhere. It is right about there. Now I don't, yeah, the ferry lines are going to be a bit of a problem here, but that's fine. We can just go around them like that. Hopefully that's going to reconnect everybody to power. Hopefully? Yeah, there we go. Okay, good stuff, good stuff. How are we doing in terms of power right now? We are a little bit low, and so you know what? We've unlocked the oil power plant. Let's throw the oil power plant down over here in our industrial area like that, and then see about connecting up some of our other... oh, I thought these required power, but they are actually all connected up just fine, and we are seeing ferries going backwards and forwards from here to our pier, and then from our pier back to this stop over here. Not quite sure how many people are going to use these. Hopefully, more than a few. Right now, actually 0, because nobody can get to it at all. And so let's do something like this, and then I guess like this. It looks a little bit horrible, but hopefully people will actually use this. We might even set up a bus line to go here as well at some point in the near future. We are running a little bit low on funds, actually very low on funds, and so let me bump the taxes here back up to like 11, just so we can try and rake in a bit more cash. And then for this area over here, we'll do this, and then I guess we'll do this. It kind of ruins the illusion of Toast Town a little bit, but I guess it's still shaped like a piece of toast. Just now, if people want to, they can drive all the way along here to get on a ferry to just cross over and then get off over here if they like, which is great. And then I think what we'll do over here is we will throw down... I kind of want to use blimps, but I also kind of want to set up a subway station or a metro station or an underground station, whatever you want to call it, from here kind of over towards the university. But you know what? We'll go with the new stuff first. It is a little expensive, but you know what? I'm going to set down a blimp depot, which again is just used to deploy the blimps. It's not actually where the blimps go. And so I'll put this down, I guess, like right there. That's a really odd place to put it. But again, it doesn't need to be near anything else. And we'll quickly hook that up with water like so. And then what we'll do is we'll take out a loan for 60,000 credits and we will set up a blimp network. So somebody in the comment section did suggest that we have blimps take people, I'll put it like right here where the bus stop is, and we're going to take people all the way along and over here to work. So if you want to get to work, oh, do I want to put one? I kind of want to have one like here as well. You know what? Yeah, if you want to take, I'll put one. No, I'll leave it like that for now. So if you want to take the blimp to university. So if you live over here, you know, first thing in the morning, you get up and you're like, flipping heck, I gotta go to uni. How am I gonna get there? How on earth am I gonna get there in 15 minutes? Traffic on the highway is gonna be absolutely horrible. I know, I'll take the blimp. And so what we'll do is we'll create a new line that goes from here to here, and then again from there, all the way back over to there, like so. And then any second now, we should start to see blimps being deployed as soon as we hook this guy up with some power, like so. There we go, that should work fine. Also, needs to be connected to the lines. Okay, yeah, of course, we need to connect this to here. I guess we'll do this and this, like that. So now the blimps can come along, They can get in here, and then they can fly people backwards and forwards to the university if they so wish. Oh, I love it. I love it. How many people can these blimps hold? I'm not quite sure. Let's click on line. Oh gosh, let's pause. Click on line details. Each blimp can hold 35 people. We've already got people waiting to get on the blimp. Who have we got here? Who is ready to get on a blimp first thing in the morning? This guy works at M&H Clothing. Who else do we have? We've got somebody who works at, oh, they're going to the, you know, I'm unemployed. I need to go to the pharmacy. I can't be bothered getting the bus or the trams. Let's just get the blimp to the pharmacy. Why not? But how are these doing? Are these full? They are not full. Did they pick anybody up from over here? I guess not. We might have to keep an eye on these depending on how many people want to use them, because it looks like there were a lot of people kind of crowding up here, and it might be the case that these blimps become so popular that we have to set up, we have to up the budget to get a few more of them in. You can see that one already is full. We've got 73 people waiting over here at the next stop to get on this blimp. Flipping heck, that one's full as well. All right, let's bump this up to like 4 blimps real quick. We'll go to 4 blimps. How many blimps can we get max? 8. Okay, let's put them up to 4 blimps. So these guys are going to deploy some more blimps, and hopefully that will be enough. I think what just happened there, we went up to 8, and so it made too many. Now we've got 5. I'm assuming one of these will just kind of go back and not pick people up. But how is this doing? Is this full as well? It is. So that one's full of people. These ones, that one's a bit confused. That one's heading back. Okay. They didn't pick up too many people over here. We got 99 people waiting here, and then 80 people waiting over here. Flipping heck. I had no idea the blimps were going to be this popular, especially amongst seniors. Apparently, half of the people using the blimps are seniors, a couple of them are children, and then the rest are teens. Very few young adults and adults using the blimps here. We could do with these spreading out a little bit. They're a bit clumped up, kind of here waiting, but hopefully that will take effect as soon as they start moving around. But that one's full. This one's full. There's 120 people waiting over here to get on the blimps. Most of these are teens, so I'm assuming these teens are heading to the university, and then the seniors over here are heading over and into Toast Town for whatever reason. But all of these blimps are full up. They don't hold a lot of people, which, I mean, is not great. It probably, almost certainly, you know what, they're all full. Let me bump this up to like 6, maybe? Is 6 blimps going to be enough? It would have almost certainly been more efficient just to put down a metro station here and then a metro station over here, considering that the metro station can transport, I think, hundreds of people at a time. We could have multiple trains going at any given time as well. But this is more interesting, right? Look, we got these flipping blimps. We're using blimps to take people backwards and forwards. How are our ferries doing? We've got a lot of people here. Look at this. We've got 151 people a week walking over, using the ferries, getting off the ferries, and then heading on down to Mom's Spaghetti. Is anybody using this one? 18 people. There were some people using this, not a lot. These guys, I guess, are walking all the way from Toast Town, which is good exercise, but not something I'd really want to do. We should probably get a bus line to go over here, right? So let me see. If we go to buses, and these 2 lines kind of overlap here. So, you know, I'm going to put a stop there. I'm going to put a stop there, and then I'm going to have another bus line that goes from here, and it's basically just going to take people to the pier if they want to get there, and then back again. That's all it's going to do. So everybody in the town, I'm going to quickly change the color of that line. Let's make this one like a nice yellow, and let's make this one here like a turquoisey greeny color. Sure, why not? So all the people in Toast Town can get a bus to this central point, and then can get another bus over here to the dock. They can get on the ferry, cross over to the pier, get off the pier, and then enter Toast Town if they like, and then they can take the blimp back if they want to later on down the line. How is our blimp system doing? It's doing better. They're not all full now, which is good. They're all quite full. They're all over half full, which is good, but I think 6 is probably a nice number. We might be able to bump it down to 5, but for now, we'll leave it at 6 blimps and see how it goes. We're up to $8,000 a week in money there, which is great. And I think we could also probably change the color of some of these ferries as well, because we've got right now some yellow ferries, but you know what? Let's have like a purple ferry, like that. And you know what? We're going to change this one as well. We're going to have a purple ferry and a black ferry line. How does that look? Do we actually get black ferries? Kind of. They're still like yellowy on top, but they are black around the outside. Look at this. Look at this. Imagine if you had to take this thing to work in the morning. Flippin' heck. Then we should probably do the same thing with the blimps as well, actually. What color do we want our blimps to be? Let's make these white. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that. Perfect. And also, if I'm not mistaken, there is a policy in here that allows us to advertise on blimps. Yeah, we can implement educational blimps, which we are going to do 100%. I'm not quite sure if the blimp depot has to be inside the district for it to distribute these educational blimps, but just to be on the safe side, we'll expand out Mom's Spaghetti just a little bit. Actually, you know, we could probably just turn that off and make a new district just for this thing. Educational blimps. Boom. I want to see the words "stay in school, kids" printed across these blimps. What does this one say? I can't quite read it. It says like Yaksu? That does not seem like an educational blimp. Oh my goodness. Hopefully these change at some point soon. Go nuts for donuts? That's not educational. I've been conned. We might have to upgrade the districts as well, possibly, that the stops are in. So like these stops here might have to be upgraded to be educational as well. We'll see. We'll see. But we'll hopefully get an educational boost from that. I'm not quite sure if they actually do change the graphic or if it's just like a statistical thing where the education will be boosted. How are we doing on normal road traffic? Hopefully less people are using the roads now. There's still a bit of traffic here, but that's to be kind of expected. We've still got a lot of trams. We could probably reduce the number of trams again. But even though this is red, it's not causing any backups really. I think it's just because these trams are staying here for quite a long period of time. This intersection is getting a little bit crowded, but again, it's kind of fine for the time being. This one is also a bit of a mess, but for the most part, it's doing fine. Also, is this new? Average traffic flow, 91%? It might not be new, but I don't think I've seen that before. Cupertino is doing fine. Not a very populous city. We might want to put something in here to make it a bit more populous. I think it will become a bit more populous once we put like the main city here and people have to go kind of through Cupertino to get to any of the other two towns. And then down here in Mom's Spaghetti, we've got a bit of traffic happening over here, but we should very quickly just go and turn off all of the traffic lights because that seems to be a bit of a problem there. That's going to make the traffic much, much smoother. How is it doing everywhere else? Again, I think all of these might have had traffic lights on them because I didn't change them when I put down all the new roads. So like this intersection here, yeah, they're all cooling off a little bit now that we don't have traffic lights there, which is good. And it all seems to be working out just fine. This area over here is no longer complaining about workers, which is good. I was considering putting a blimp stop over here, but I don't really think that it needed it. All of this is doing fine. The blimps are carrying only 82 people a week, which is not a ton of people considering we have 6 blimps. And actually, the interest in blimps seems to have dipped a fair bit here, so I'm going to ramp this back just a little bit to 5 blimps just to save a bit of money. But we'll keep an eye on that. If more people start using blimps, we can always increase that again. We might at some point put down another blimp stop kind of over here in Cupertino as well. But I think for now, the ferry is doing a fine job. And just to kind of complete the system a little bit, I am going to throw down a little bit of a metro station. So we'll have one entrance be like right here because I want people who get off at the ferry to be able to get straight on the metro system. We could have a really massive metro system like that connects all of our 3 little towns together, but because of all the new public transport that's in the game, I really want to try and diversify as much as possible. Like I really like having people get on ferries to then get on our metro station to then go across, like get on a bus and then get on the blimps to go back and all that kind of stuff. And so what I'll probably end up doing is just using metros to get in and around one town. Like I won't connect this metro station to another metro station in Cupertino or in Toast Town. Instead, we'll just have like another stop, I guess, like right here, and then we'll have a third and final stop kind of like right here by the blimp. So the people who come over on the blimps can get to the ferries if they want to for whatever reason, or if they're coming on the blimp, they can get over here easy enough. And we might even put one down just kind of over here towards the other side of town. So you can kind of get all over, apart from maybe up into here if you use the metro. And we'll have this kind of come around like this, and then like this, and then like this. And then I guess we might as well. We're spending a bit of money here, but I think it might be worthwhile to have another kind of suburban one. Right now, all of our metro stations are on main roads, which is kind of typical of a big city. But you know what? We'll put one down over here. The people in the suburbs are going to hate it, but we'll put one down over there, and then we'll connect it up like this, and we'll make just like a full-on system so that now, if you want to get around... Oh, we can't connect it there because we've got the trams. Can we go lower? I think we can go lower, right? Can I do... Really? Oh, but I can go even lower, and then I can come back up. Okay, it's gonna be a bit of an odd ride coming over here. Gonna go downhill all the way, and then a very sharp incline. But we'll then have stops to go from here to here, here to here, here to here, here to here, and you guessed it, here to here, like that. So you can get all the way around using the metro system. And in the future, we might even consider putting in lines like this and, oh, well, I guess I was gonna say like this and like this, but then I accidentally clicked it in, and so I guess we are gonna do that, just so you don't have to go all the way around. You know, if you're trying to get from here to, let's say here, you don't have to go right round or right round this way. You can just go straight to it. So we'll have another stop that goes from there to there, and then finally from here to here and here to here. Nice. So Mom Spaghetti is now by far, we might even want to put one down like over here maybe, but I think this is fine. We don't want to go overboard on this kind of like small suburban town that we've got here. Again, our big major city is going to go up here. We'll start on that probably in the next episode. But Mom Spaghetti is fast becoming the place to be. Look at this. People are upgrading the buildings. Everything's going great. The university is here. We've got 774 people attending university. All of our students are coming in by Blimp because why the heck not? Some of them coming by ferry and then get on the metro. It's crazy. But with that, guys, I think I'm going to end this episode of City Skylines Mass Transit there. As always, if you did enjoy the video, be sure to like, leave a comment down below. Next time we'll come back and start working on our kind of big central city. We will set up a few more small towns kind of around the city. I can't get out. You know what? Actually, real quick before I end here, I'm going to buy this area and this area like so that I can more freely pan the camera here. But what I intend to do is we're going to put down like a big central city kind of crossing the river here. So I want one city that's going to go right there, and then we'll put down more kind of food-shaped towns or suburbs around the city. So like over here, over here, over here, and over here, and then we'll have public transport connecting all of them together. It's going to be great. Again, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.